Now, you've heard me say this before. It's a Keating phrase, but it's so true. You change the government, you change the country. And there's no doubt that the Albanese government is determined to change the country in a green left direction, no more so than in the people it appoints to key institutions. Labor has never liked the Productivity Commission, which for years has been that rare part of officialdom most dedicated to economic efficiency and most opposed to higher taxes and greater regulation. But that's unlikely to last under its newly appointed head, who's just finishing up as CEO of the left-leaning Grattan Institute. In a speech just a few days before her appointment was announced, the incoming Productivity Commission boss, Danielle Wood, called for a big shift in tax from younger workers onto retirees. And there was nothing much about making the economy more productive other than bromides about better education, but a great deal about the supposed intergenerational unfairness of current tax rules for retirees. There was nothing in what she said about making government itself more efficient and less intrusive. Instead, big increases in government spending were taken for granted, and the challenge, as far as she's concerned, was how to increase taxes to pay for it all. Now, instead of putting up interest rates, admittedly a blunt instrument, she suggested that automatically uplifting taxes might be a better way to target inflation. She wants taxes on superannuation increased and the capital gains tax discount reduced. She wants the family home considered for inclusion in the pension assets test, and she wants to see death duties restored for what she calls large inheritances. As well, she supports limiting rent increases to once a year and wants a ban on what she calls no-fault evictions. So more spending, more taxing, more regulating. Well, that's the economic prescription from the incoming head of the one institution that's supposed to be dedicated to economic reform. And naturally, in Wood's speech, there was the usual lefty detour into climate policy, including a reference to a world now, quote, boiling, she said, plus the claim that, quote, large parts of the world will become uninhabitable without stronger climate action. See what I mean about the Albanese government being the most left-wing government Australia's ever had? This is not the safe change, is it, that the Prime Minister promised you before the election?